Good evening. However the hours have treated you today, you can let them close now, softly, like a door easing shut at the far end of a quiet house. There is nothing left to fix tonight, nothing left to decide, nothing more that needs to be earned or proven before you are allowed to rest. The world will keep turning without your watching. So set the day down and let your attention come gently inward to this warm and ordinary miracle of lying down at the end of a long day. Let your shoulders soften away from your ears. Let your hands fall open. Feel the weight of your whole body being received by the bed beneath you, fully, with nothing held back. Breathe in slowly through the nose and let it sigh out longer than you took it in. And again slower still. With each breath out, set down one small thing you have been carrying, the way you might set parcels on a table just inside the door, one after another, until your arms are finally empty and light. Maybe tonight there is a particular kind of heaviness in you, a quiet emptiness, a feeling that you did so much and somehow it did not fill you. If that is true, you are not alone and you have done nothing wrong. Stay with me a while. Let me tell you the story of two old friends and of a small twist of cloth holding a handful of rice, and of how the emptiest hands can be filled by something that no amount of getting could ever buy. Long ago, in a small and simple village, there lived a poor Brahmin named Sudama. He was a gentle, humble man, learned and kind, but very, very poor. His clothes were patched and thin. His little hut leaned and let in the rain. And often there was not enough food for his children, who would go to sleep hungry, while he and his wife sat awake, worrying softly in the dark. They bore it all without complaint, but the want was always there, like a cold draft under the door. Now Sudama held a secret treasure in his heart, though it brought no food to the table. When he was a boy, long ago, he had studied alongside another boy at the home of their teacher. The two had been the dearest of friends, sharing everything, laughing together, gathering firewood in the forest side by side. And that other boy had grown up to become Krishna, the radiant king of golden Dwarka, lord of a shining city by the sea, beloved by all the world. Sudama never spoke of this. He never dreamed of using it. The friendship lived in him quietly like a warm coal, asking nothing. But one evening his gentle wife, seeing the children hungry again, came to him softly. "You speak sometimes of your old friend Krishna," she said, "of how he loved you, how close you were. He is a king now, and a generous one. Would it be so wrong to go to him? Not to beg, only to see him. Surely he would be glad to lay eyes on his old companion." And though Sudama's pride pulled against it, and though the road to Dwarka was long, he saw the worry in her eyes, and so at last he agreed to go. But what could he bring? You cannot visit a king with empty hands. They had nothing in the house worthy of a palace, nothing fine, nothing precious. So his wife went from neighbor to neighbor and gathered what little she could, and in the end, she had only a few handfuls of poha, flattened rice, the humblest of foods. She tied it carefully into a small twist of old cloth, a thin knotted bundle, and pressed it into his hands. And Sudama set out on the long road to Dwarka, the little parcel of rice held against his chest, his heart full of love, and his face warm with shame at how poor a gift it was. Let your breath slow as you walk that road with him. Picture the journey unfolding day after gentle day, the dusty path winding between green fields, the cool of the early mornings, the warmth of the afternoons, the quiet villages where he rested at evening. And all the while, held against his chest, the little twist of cloth with its handful of flattened rice, and held in his heart the warm and growing hope of seeing his old friend's face again. He thought of their boyhood as he walked, the games, the laughter, the kindness in Krishna's eyes, and the long road did not feel so long. Feel the dust on your bare feet, the long miles, and then the golden city rising at last out of the shimmering sea, more beautiful than anything he had ever imagined. Towers of gold, gardens, fountains, guards at the gates, and little Sudama in his patched and faded cloth, clutching his pitiful twist of rice, suddenly so ashamed that he almost turned back. How could he walk into such splendor? How could he show his king this poor, foolish gift? But here is where the story opens like a flower. Word reached Krishna that a Brahmin named Sudama had come to the gates. And the moment he heard that name, the king of all Dwarka leapt up from his throne. He did not send a servant. He did not wait. He ran, barefoot, his royal robes flying, his crown forgotten. The lord of the shining city ran through his own palace and out to the gate, and there he threw his arms around his old ragged friend and wept with joy. Picture it, the magnificent king holding the poor trembling Brahmin as though he were the most precious treasure in all the world, tears of happiness streaming down his face, unable to let go. And Sudama, overwhelmed, weeping too, his shame dissolving in that fierce and tender embrace. No one at the palace could understand it. But Krishna saw none of the patches, none of the dust, none of the poverty. He saw only his beloved friend. He led Sudama inside, his arm around him, and seated him upon his own royal bed, the king's own resting place. He brought water and with his own hands washed the dust from Sudama's tired, travel-worn feet, the way one washes the feet of the most honored guest. He spoke of the old days, of their teacher, of the forest, of their boyhood, and the two of them laughed and remembered, two old friends again, as if no years had passed and no distance had ever come between them. And then Krishna noticed the little bundle that Sudama was trying shyly to hide behind his back. "What is this you have brought me?" Krishna asked, his eyes shining. Sudama, mortified, tried to keep it hidden. It was nothing, only a little flattened rice, hardly fit for a king. He was too ashamed to offer it. But Krishna gently took the twist of cloth from his hands and opened it, and his whole face filled with delight. "You have brought me poha," he said, as though it were the rarest delicacy in all the world. And he took a handful and ate it, savoring it, eating his friend's humble gift, with such pure joy and such pure love, that it was clear no feast in any palace had ever pleased him half so much. Feel that, here in the quiet, the poorest gift in the world, received as the greatest. Nothing about it was grand, and yet it was everything, because it was given with love and received with love, and between two hearts that truly saw one another. That was a feast beyond any treasure. And as Sudama watched his friend eat that humble rice with such joy, something in him began to ease. Some old ache he had carried so long he had forgotten it was there. The shame of his poverty, the worry that he was not enough, the quiet fear that he had nothing of worth to offer the world, all of it began to loosen and fall away. For here was the proof, before his very eyes, that he had always been enough. That his small gift, given honestly, was received as a treasure. That he himself, just as he was, in his patched cloth and his bare feet, was loved beyond measure. Let that same easing happen in you now, as you breathe slow and deep. Let the old ache of not being enough begin gently to loosen and fall away. Sudama stayed and was honored and was loved. And when the time came to go home, he found he could not bring himself to ask for anything. He had come meaning to, perhaps for his children's sake. But sitting in the warmth of that love, being seen so completely, being cherished as he was, the asking simply fell away. He felt full. He felt rich, though his hands were empty. And so he said his farewells and set out for home, his heart so full he had forgotten all about his poverty, never once having asked his friend the king for a single thing. The road home seemed shorter and brighter. He walked it with a light step and a full heart, turning over the visit in his mind, the embrace at the gate, the king kneeling to wash his feet, the joy on Krishna's face as he ate the humble rice. He found he did not mind at all that he had asked for nothing. He felt richer than he had ever felt in his life, though his hands were as empty as when he had set out. To have been so loved, so welcomed, so completely seen, that was wealth enough to last a lifetime, and he carried it home like a warm lamp glowing in his chest. But as he neared his village, something made him stop. Where his crumbling little hut had stood, leaning and letting in the rain, there now rose a beautiful home, shining and spacious, with gardens and gates, soft lamps glowing golden in the windows. For a moment he thought he had lost his way. But then his children came running out to meet him, healthy and laughing, well-fed and dressed in fine soft clothes, and his gentle wife came to the door, radiant, transformed, looking like a queen. Everything they had ever lacked was now theirs, in gentle abundance, given quietly while he was away. Sudama understood, and his eyes filled with tears. He had asked for nothing. And his friend, his beloved Krishna, who had seen his every silent need without a word being spoken, had given everything. Not as payment for the rice, not as a transaction, but freely, silently, out of pure and overflowing love, the way water flows downhill, asking nothing in return. Let that truth settle into the empty places in you now, as your breath grows slow and deep. The emptiness you sometimes feel, that quiet ache, that all the getting of the day never seems to fill, it is not answered by more. It was never going to be filled by acquiring one more thing. It is answered by love, freely given and freely received. By being truly seen, by being cherished exactly as you are, in your patched clothes and your dusty feet, with only a poor handful of rice to offer, and finding that you are run to, and embraced, and welcomed home. For you too are seen tonight. The deepest part of you, the part that feels unfilled, is known and loved completely, just as you are, with nothing more required. You do not have to arrive with grand gifts. You do not have to have done enough today, or earned enough, or become enough. You are already the beloved friend, run to at the gate, embraced, seated on the softest place, your tired feet washed clean, your humble offering received as a treasure. The fullness you have been reaching for all day is already here, waiting, in simply being loved. So let the reaching stop now. Let your hands rest open and empty on the bed, and feel how that emptiness is not lack at all, but readiness, openness, a quiet space where love can settle in. There is nothing more to gather tonight. There is nothing more to chase. You have come the long road home and the lamps are lit, and you are welcome, and you are loved. And remember Sudama, as you drift, he set out ashamed of his empty hands and his poor little gift, certain he had nothing worth giving. And he found that the gift did not matter at all, that the only thing that had ever mattered was the love between two hearts, waiting for him all along, undimmed by the years and the miles. He did not have to earn it. He only had to come. And so it is with you tonight. You do not have to deserve this peace or arrive with anything in your hands. You have only to let yourself be received and to lie back into a love that was waiting for you all along. Let your body grow heavy and warm. Feel the gentle rise and fall of your breath, that soft tide that asks nothing of you. Let your feet feel far away and easy. Let your hands grow soft. Let the small muscles of your face release, the brow, the eyes, the corners of the mouth, all of it letting go, all of it at rest. The day is complete. Your hands may be empty, but your heart is full, filled not by what you gathered, but by being seen and cherished, here in the warm dark, by a love that has run to meet you at the gate. Rest in that. Rest in being truly, completely loved. Rest now. Breathe slow. Good night.